Hi, welcome to the Vergas Show. Thanks for joining us again. I'm still with Kathleen Wouters, and we're going to have the second segment. Kathy has been through some amazing trials, and she just seems to bounce back and just faces them head on, don't you? Like your son said, you put on your big girl panties and you just keep going. And that's an inspiration to all of us, Kathy. And what we'd like to do today is talk about a little bit on what is stem cell replacement.
Well, I had another port put in, and there was 2 prongs on it. And so they would hook me up to one of those, and it would run through a big machine, my blood. They'd take it and it'd run through there. You could see everything that was going on. And one of the bags was taking out my stem cells.
Okay.
And so, and it just looks like blood, you know. And so I did that 3 different days for 5 hours each day until they collected enough. And they collected 4 bags of it, and then they process that and freeze it. And then you go through, I went through 3 days of really intense chemo treatment and 4 days of radiation, full body, 14 minutes each time, twice a day, so that you were just totally cleaned out.
Wow.
And
could you actually just feel it too, that you were?
No, I don't know that you could do that.
I imagine you were just so exhausted.
Yeah, you were, but you know, every day I just go back to Hope Lodge until I did the chemo and radiation. Then I was hospitalized for 7 days.
So you stayed at Hope Lodge, which is connected to the University of Minnesota?
No, it's 6 blocks away.
6 blocks away, and then you go to the University of Minnesota for that. So once they take everything out and do all those treatments and freeze the stem cells, then what happens?
Then the next day I had a transplant back in.
Okay. And where does that come from?
My stems, well, that was what they had taken out of me and processed and froze.
And so it's like they clean them out.
Yep, yes, they were. They were totally all cleaned out and new, and my body was all cleaned out. So it was like a rebirth, actually, you know.
And then they put that back in.
And then they put them 4 bags back in, and then that afternoon, the pastor came, and chaplain was what she was, and we had a beautiful ceremony. It was just like a rebirth again. So I told my daughter and my son and everybody that I have 3 birthdays: the day I was born, the day I was baptized, and then my rebirth. So I expect presents all year long.
I would too. I love it. And I'm sure that they will accommodate you on that one. So how long were you down there, Kathy? How long
was down there 5 days, less than 2 months.
Okay. And that's kind of what they told you going into it.
Yes.
So what kind of encouragement did you have before you went down, or when you made the decision?
There was just no thinking about it, you know. The kids said, "Mom, you have to do it. There's, you know, we have no other choice," because they did tell me I would get it back.
You would get cancer back without this.
Yes, and there's no guarantees that I won't get it again. I met a man down there that had gone through it 7 years ago and was going through it again.
Okay.
So, but there's no guarantees
well, there's no
to
guarantee
anything.
Is there? And so how have you been feeling since
I have felt great, and you know, my immune system, I have Zelch for that, and so he really didn't, Dr. Brunstein really didn't want me to go back to work for a year.
Good luck with that, right?
I said, let's be real here. So I went back to work the first part of December. I came home the 20th of September and just really laid low. But I haven't got a cold, I haven't gotten the flu or anything. And Monday of this week I started my baby shots again. Okay. So I have to have all of that.
You have to do all your shots
do all
again.
of that over again, yes.
And so how your immune system, how is that going to build up just by being exposed?
Yeah, and you know, my eating and just whatever the...
Have they placed any other restrictions on you?
No, just to be
more.
very cautious.
Very cautious when you're around people, I'm sure.
I wear my mask
and just like we all
work.
should be.
Yeah, right.
You know, there is something to that too. And so, Kathy, if someone was to come to you and say that, you know, I'm at this point, I just don't know what to do, would you encourage them?
Yes,
you would.
very much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so it's definitely something that you're thinking about. You know, if someone has that cancer and is at know that they're going to keep getting it back.
Right. No, it's a wonderful thing, and I could do all of this myself, because some people, he said, the longer you let it go, if I would have said no this time and then got it back and then went ahead and decided I was going to do it, maybe I couldn't use my own stem cells. Okay. Then you have to find someone that matches.
Then you have to do the whole donor thing from someone else.
Yeah,
when you're down at this Hope Lodge, Kathy, how many people? I mean,
there was, let's see, I can't remember how many rooms. There was 62 rooms, something like that.
Okay, and so it's a pretty large place.
Yeah, it's a large place. And it's just like living in a motel. My room was solid windows. I had a big bedroom and a wonderful bathroom. The laundry was right across the hall from me, and it was just wonderful.
We're so fortunate that there are places like that that do support the people that are having these
library,
kind of
you name it. We had 6 great big kitchens, and 3 families would share a kitchen.
Okay. And then now, did you have to have somebody with you?
After I had my transplant, then they would not let me be alone.
Okay.
Just because you could just run a temperature or whatever, get sick really fast. And I did one night. I got really run a high temp, and
that's
Janelle Sather had to take me to the emergency room. And,
sure, and so then that's the reason for, and you didn't have any problem, I'm sure, finding someone to sit with you, though.
No, they just came crawling out of the woodwork.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, like I said, Kathy, you're just an inspiration, and I appreciate you telling your story, because I'm sure there's other people out there that are just kind of struggling with what to do and can you do it. And
well, you can do it. Just got to have a lot of faith.
Dig deep in your faith. And I know the prayers were just being said. The prayer chain was just going wild.
It was. It was like a hotline.
And that's wonderful. Well, like I say, Kathy, we know her from Vergas, we know her around town, and it's just so great to have you back in town and looking healthy and doing well, and being able to meet you on the street and give you a hug.
That's great. Thank you.
You have a good day in Vergas.